Now we're here today to talk about an urgent issue that affects some of our most vulnerable population, and that is people with disabilities. People with disabilities need to be treated, plain and simple, as equally as those without. So, that's why I'm here. Because right now, in order for a person with a disability to receive long-term services and support, a long-term institutional facility is the only option. We've seen this happen time and time again. Individuals with disabilities have the right to a high quality of life. They deserve to have that within their own community. They deserve to live independent, fulfilling lives amongst their family and friends. So today, here at the Connelly Center, I am calling on Congress to pass new legislation, which I have authored, called the Disability Integration Act. Because we need to be doing everything in our power to make sure those with disabilities have the resources needed to live and thrive in the comfort of their own homes and their own communities if they so choose. I truly believe it's an important piece of legislation. And here's why, 3 reasons. First, it helps promote independence. 11 million people now rely on long-term care and support services due to a disability. About half are over 65, half are under 65. Second, it'll alleviate financial burdens. How many times does a family keep their loved one, often an adult, always an adult usually, at home because they want to be with them? And finally, it's humane because it keeps families together. Today I'm announcing this legislation.
Senator, how will you change our lives for 2016 with the rights? How would you do that?
Well, the way we would change your life is that if you needed care, it would be a lot easier to care you in a more community setting, in a more family setting under our law than it is now, because the insurance would have to pay for all the additional expenses. Whereas now, the only place the insurance pays for is in an institution. And sometimes that's the right place, but sometimes that's the wrong place.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dolores.
So how much trouble did you have getting this act to pass?
Well, we didn't get it passing yet, and it's going to be hard to get it passed, but I used the example of the ABLE Act, which allowed families to deduct expenses, which was also very hard, but we passed it in only 3 or 4 years. It took a lot of work, but we got it done. We'd like to get this done even quicker.
How long do you expect it'll take?
Who knows? You got to keep working at it, but I'm hopeful that we can do it in a year or 2.
Do you expect any opposition?
Oh yes, there's always opposition, but the greatest opposition on an issue like this is not people who say, I don't want to help the disabled, but it's sort of apathy. People don't know the situation, and they say, I can use the money for other things.
In other words, they don't really care.
That's right.
I see. Well,
That's why I recommended what we were talking about here, people actually visiting and telling their stories and introducing people to what the situation is.
Well, people should know.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yes, no, welcome.
Do you know what we say in Brooklyn? We don't say Anthony.
You say Anthony? Yeah, I know.
We say Anthony.
Yeah. I know some people from Brooklyn myself. I get that, yeah.